Hello and welcome to a Universal Studios Hollywood construction update. I'm so excited to be back here. So let's just get into it. We have two Halloween Horror Nights houses. We have one right here and we have one right here. This one on the left has made the most progress since we were here last, when it was just an empty tent. And you can see on the right side, that's probably where the entrance is going to be. They're building some facade right there. Look over here at the other tent. You can see the facade's probably going to be on the right side, with the exit being on the left at the end there. You can also see some preparation going on for 4th of July. So now let's leave the Curious George parking structure and head into the parks. It's nice to see things like Margaritaville and iFly back open, but right over here the Brazilian Steakhouse is still closed. There is absolutely no progress on the Twosome Chocolate Emporium and Savory Feast Kitchen, but over here we have an F9 picture car. Here's another non-update, but NBC Sports Grill Brew has been opening soon for about a year now. And we're back. Here's a look at crowd levels. You can see it's a pretty crowded day. Speaking of crowded, let's check out wait times. We have Forbidden Journey 100 minutes, Flight of the Hippogriff 60, Studio Tour 80, Despicable Me 35, Simpsons Ride 120, Kung Fu Panda 30, Jurassic World 180, Transformers 100, Revenge of the Mummy 130. There is a Waterworld show coming up, so a lot of people are heading into that. Look who it is, it's Scooby-Doo! This is absolutely fantastic, seeing the theme parks this crowded. I mean, it stinks for people, you know, waiting in lines and the overall guest experience, but it's fantastic knowing that theme parks are back. So I think the best way to come back, it is June. I'm gonna go on an attraction I have never been on at Universal Studios Hollywood. I'm gonna go on Silly Swirly. Okay, since we're here, we might as well just go check out Super Nintendo World. Starting over at what I believe to be the restaurant, I'm just calling it the, I'm just gonna call it the south side of the land. That first floor is tarped up. They also have this big tower on the left side. In the middle, the Mount Beanpole is being tarped up, and there's a lot more progress on the Bowser's Castle area. We'll be able to see that as we get a little bit closer. Here's a better view of Super Nintendo World. I think most of the progress that we've seen so far is on that Mount Beanpole. I mean, look at how much stuff is on there. I wish I could be more descriptive, but you notice the change, right? Also, a slight change in the Horror Nights house behind the Mummy, which has been rumored to be Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We don't know. We can now see a little bit of the facade on the far side, and on this side we can see a little bit inside the house. When was the last time you saw the Starway this crowded? So just an update, I was in the express line for Jurassic World. That went down, so I couldn't get on that. The Mummy, I got in the express line. That was too long, so I left that, and now I'm just gonna hope Transformers the express line is fast. I don't know. Okay, the express queue was out the door and around the corner towards Super Nintendo World, so I just did single rider, and it looks like there's one person in front of me. This was great.
Watch out! It's Rabbit. He's out in the Allspark.
So from just outside Transformers, right over here, you can see the entrance of Super Nintendo World has this new metal frame on it. I don't know what that is. My guess is that's going to be the sign with the Super Nintendo World logo. Okay, I'm back on the upper lot. We're going to check out some Halloween Horror Nights construction over here by the Parisian Courtyard. To me, this looks like a giant open book. Right? Doesn't it look like one? Now, the Walt Disney World News Today speculation map guesses that this is going to be The Bride of Frankenstein Lives. I don't think that that's going to be the case, but I would just take my opinion with a grain of salt. So I ended up doing Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey once. It broke down, not really broke down, they stopped it for some reason and it continued. That happened twice. It was once on the first screen, around the time when you first see the dragon, and then again on the last screen right before you return to Hogwarts. We had that happen twice. So we gotta go again. On the second time when we went again, it stopped again, but it didn't happen till the unload station. So I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do it again. My stomach can't handle that. I'm gonna move on to the next thing. Even though it is posted as a 2-hour wait, they're not using, I would say, 80% of this extended queue. Now headed down to the studio tour. This is the only attraction I was really worried about today because I knew I had to do it to check on construction, but I also knew it was going to be probably the longest line of the day, so we'll see. So one thing to note is way at the back of the tour, past the Good Place set in Little Italy, there's a huge, giant, dirt nothing. I don't know what that is going to be, whether it's going to be an extension of the back lot or most likely some sort of soundstage facility. Wow, this is so cool. That is the electric tram vehicle. We saw this being constructed last time we were here, and now here it is in person. Look how fast it's moving too.
Press junket happening tonight on the lot for F9. The entire cast is there. We just saw Tyrese, heads up, Arlene. We saw him on the last tour. Yeah, he's out there in a nice leather jacket, white pants. I was like, I know that guy. That means that someone or something has told me to get off the microphone. So
okay, this is the area where there's some sort of construction. We don't know what it is.
One of the 5 sound stages that belongs to NBC's The Voice. We're seeing the emblem for The Voice on the side of the wall here. Now, The Voice, if you watch it, you know there's been a lot of coaches. Blake Shaw, Gwen Stefani, Christina Aguilera, Shakira, Kelly Clarkson, Nick Jonas, John Legend. There's been a lot. But next season, to the studio.
Super Nintendo World.
So if that's something you want to do, you've never done it before, you live here, or maybe you're visiting and you've never done that ever in your life, there's a website that you can go about get these tickets at. It's called oneiota.com. It's the number 1 IOTA.com, and the tickets are free. So if that's something you want to do, go do it. It's a lot of fun. They're starting to actually rev up a lot of these live studio audience experiences again. 40 at a 8-year wait list, so now we're making up at least a show. So it's a lot that we have to make up for and account for, but we're ready. We're constantly coming up with new content here on the right hand.
So after checking out that construction on the lower lot, there's one more attraction I want to do. Can you guess what it is? I don't know how this is possible, but the animatronic, the mouth has already broken, and it's been how many months of operation so far? Like 3? Here is just an update. Along with the staircase coming upstairs in the express queue, this loading area still has a giant blank wall. I thought they'd fill it in by now with some photos or something, but nope. Also, the exit wall does not have any artwork other than that birdcage, so nothing has been added here. There is something new in this store though, which are these gourmet popsicles. Headed out now. I love the Secret Life of Pets, and there's so many things I pointed out in the queue that I thought could need some work, but things in the attraction that are just absolutely fantastic. One, there's this incredible animatronic of, I don't know the dog's name, but Patton Oswalt's character, and it's hanging from ropes. The logistics of creating a consistently moving figure that has mouth movement and ear movement, and it's being suspended by ropes is just incredibly difficult. It's literally being held and moved by gravity. Also, one of my favorite things, this really cool animatronic, and it's of a dog. It's like a little wiener, and it's blowing out a fire on its tail. And there's a fire on its tail, and as the animatronic blows, the smoke on its tail like interacts with the blow of the mouth, which just creates a really convincing illusion. And it's just so well done. You have to think about like the precise timing of the figure and the burst of air, and then the smoke coming out in a way that it could be blown. The precision of that is pretty incredible. So we had a crazy awesome day. We did a bunch of attractions, got to see construction at Super Nintendo World, the lower lot, Halloween Horror Nights, bunch of stuff going on. Thank you so much for being a part of this one, and I'll see you guys in the next one.